Hello dear viewer and bee fancier, I am leesusss and welcome back to Be Happy! And I have been a very busy bunny and I will show you what I've been up to. The first part being the lab, which is a work in progress. It hasn't quite finished yet. I mean, the noticeable lack of a roof probably indicates that. But there you go. I've been building this as a replacement for you probably recognise this a little bit here. The construction area that I have over here, I guess, where the machines were, the genetic machines are over this way. We're still above the basement of power down here. Where's cables are feeding up. I've been building this. I've been suggesting I'd build this for a long time, but here are the lasers, which are aiming at the assembly table here. And I've got 8 lasers that have been gifted to me by completing one of the quests. But whether I need 8 or not, I don't know. I mean, having more lasers will do things more quickly. Basically, they're going to work the assembly table here. But whether I actually need to do that, I mean, I think there's some more machines beyond the assembly table that, apart from parts of applied energetics that will... Energetics? Let's have a look. Hold on a second. Which mod is that from? Oh, from BC Silicon. I thought it was part of something else. Well, whatever. I'm sure there are more. I think there are more components anyway you can use with this. Whether I'll need to or not, I don't know. But 3 lasers seems to be enough. But the question is, of course, why am I using lasers? Well, I'm making gates, logic gates. In fact, I've already made a part of it here in a test I was doing. And what I want to make is an iron AND gate. And gates are. It's not actually the recipe isn't in here. It's not showing me. I'll look that up in a second online. Gates are about... gates look at the world around them. You put them on pipes normally, and they look at the blocks nearby them, and they decide what to do, usually send a redstone signal, based upon the conditions of the blocks around them. And we're going to use that to run our Gormrillis up there without it eating everything. But let me... Well, it's night time for a start. Let me go and sleep, and I will quickly look up the recipe I require to make an iron AND gate. Well, all I need is some redstone and some iron. That's all I need. By the way, yeah, there's other holes in the walls over here still as well. This is still a work in progress because I want to have more. This is the setup you could see before with the fuel production system up here. I want to keep that incorporated. I need to move some of these machines inside. Most of these are connected, some of them rather crudely. But I need to put more things in. This is also getting in the way, so I think I need to get rid of this section over here. The ghastly bees aren't actually in there anymore. I've moved them over here. I mean, I built this for the spidery bees originally, didn't I? Worried that the spiders might come out, and they never did. And despite some ghastly noises, the ghasts have never come out either. So I've moved the ghastly bees over here. And if some ghast appears over that way, prepare yourselves for disaster. But otherwise, I'm hoping it will be okay. Oh, okay. What's this in here? Red pipe wire. Okay, I guess that's what I made last time. I don't want to make that this time. I'm going to make a chipset. An iron chipset. Are you going to make it? Here we go. Lasers coming on. So I guess the longer it takes, the more lasers come on. This one should be working as well. Why aren't you working? Why are you slacking, laser? Oh, there you go. You're on. They should make some noises, shouldn't they, really? Shouldn't they make noises? So this should be using power from downstairs. And I guess the more lasers, the faster it will go. And I've got a stupid amount of fuel and everything down there. So how much energy this is actually using, I don't know. If we put another laser on there, let's put another laser on. Another laser. Can I have them over here? I think they're stored over here. I can't remember. How do you get them set up so you've got like banks of lasers on either side facing at it? But you know, I'm a frugal, cheap. I'm a frugal type of person, so I don't use more than I need to. They're blue now. Does that mean that they're high power? I don't know. Stick you on there on the full power pipes there, the resonant flux ducts. Go on, get in there and do stuff. There we go. It's nearly there. And once we've got this, we combine a wire, one wire with one chipset, to make the gate. And we go up there and we'll install it and see if I can get it working. I've already made the Gormrillis. Come on. There we go. Right. If we put this in here. No. That should be it, I think. Have I done it wrong? we may have an alternative recipe that's going on here. Let's try the blue. Well, that's a bit faster. Is that going to work? Ah, there we go. Okay, so the disagreements on an OR gate or an AND gate has some disagreements about how to make it on the different wikis. I guess it's earlier or later versions of whatever. Was it BC? This is I can't remember who made these things now. Which mod pack is it again? I don't know. I can't remember. And to tell you the truth, I don't care that much. BC Transport. There we go. An AND gate. Okay, we'll put the spare wires in here. I guess the thing about the gates. Okay, there's different versions. There's a basic gate which detects one condition. There's an iron gate which detects two conditions, and a gold gate 3, etc., etc. So build one here. The iron one here will detect two different conditions from two other blocks. So I guess having two different wires for two different conditions makes sense, doesn't it? Makes perfect sense. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I haven't done much with these gates. This is the first time I've actually used them in any way whatsoever, as you probably realise by my inexperience. Right, okay. We have... Where's it gone? Oh, it's on the floor. Okay. Up we go. Whee! Something I can do. Press the W key and the space key at the same time. Okay. So what we have here, we have a dropper. A Gormerinus, which I've made. I have a dropper. It's not the open block dropper. This one drops straight down. We have this one fires straight forward. The traditional sort of Minecraft dropper. We have a separate mana spreader and a mana pool. And this is a kinesis pipe. I don't know if not sure if you need a kinesis pipe or not, but we need to set a redstone signal. Is the purpose why I've used a kinesis pipe. Maybe you can get away with a normal pipe. I'm not sure. Azarus! Tell me, mate. What do I do? Anyway, we're going to look for two different conditions. It's going to sit on top of the pipe here. The first one is regarding the mana spreader, which is that we want to have the mana spreader to be empty. There we go. Okay, because remember this Gormerinus will eat as much food as you put on it. So what we want is we're going to put one lot of food on there. That will cause this to fill up, and that means we don't want to drop any more food on there. Okay? Second condition, we want to have food items in the inventory. So we're talking about the dropper here. Okay? So what we want to have is... Oh, you heard that click? Okay. So right now there's nothing in here. There's no mana in the spreader. So that's a yes, and we get a redstone signal. There's also no items in here. If we put a bread in here... Oh! It just fired it. So the conditions were true there. And now it's sending a whole barrel load. Oh, I haven't got my haven't got my wand of the forest. Here we go. I'll move this around a little bit up here, by the way. We'll come back to that in a minute. A whole lot of mana into here. Not that much mana. It's been filling up here anyway. There we go. So if we put some more food in here. Send it through again. Spreader slowly empties. Now it's empty. So there's another one through. And it will keep on doing that. So the idea is that I'm going to pump the... It's eating fast. I'm going to pump the bread out of the up here, which is coming through from the thing, and it will go into the spreader, and it will keep sending mana through. And there's no cooldown in the same way on the Gormerinus. As long as you keep putting single foods on there, it will keep sending it through. Are we out of bread already? That went fast. Okay, so the only other thing I was wondering about here was how do I do a feedback if the mana pool's full? I don't want this to keep on sticking bread through if the mana pool's full. But what will happen is if the mana pool's full, then actually there isn't really a feedback, is there? Will this back this up? Not really. So that's one downside, I think. I have to try and work out another way of doing it. I did look at gold gates. So if I had a gold gate, what I thought I could maybe do is put in a third condition here where I could say whether the mana pool was full or not. whether not to send the redstone signal. The trouble is, they're a little bit limited. So you can see this symbol here, looks like a mana pool, but in fact this is reading the mana spreader. So if I put, there's no system for the mana spreader here. So if I put on here, if I put this, so this was next to here, it wouldn't register it. It would consider the both things the same. So it would get confused between this being full or this being empty, or vice versa. Doesn't really work, sadly. So here we go. So this is the plan. I'm going to set this up with the pipes now. I'm going to make another Gormornis over this side to do the same thing. Another system like this. And that should work. And hopefully keep these pools filled. Well, these combination pools here. This is a bit more of a problem, actually, this one. This is not working quite so well. It's not quite as sustainable. We're just not... We're using up the charcoal a bit too fast for this, really. Oh, my God. How come there's no... How come we're not getting... That's a bit strange. I don't know how we're not getting charcoal sent over this way. How come all the charcoal's building up over here, but not over here? You got 5 in there. That don't make no sense. Anyway, I'll have a fiddle around with it and see if I can fix it. And we'll come back after that. That is very strange. So we're getting a bias. We're getting a which direction we got here? We're getting a... I'm facing north, aren't I? We're getting an east-west bias over the pipes. Now, these pipes, as far as I'm concerned, are a 50-50 split. So if an item reaches a junction here, the 50-50 chance of it going either way. By the way, I've taken this off, so I've only got one exit from the chest for the charcoal now, okay? And the idea is an item comes out of here and it goes one way or the other. So I put the 64 in here, and it sent them almost all this way. And I don't know why. I might try and switch to these, the nodes and the transfer pipes to see if that makes a difference. But I didn't realise there was a bias like that with these pipes. That's very strange. That might be affecting a few other things in my system as well. But if that's the case for this, it will also be the case for this as well. Half the bread will go one way. When I've got to keep 2 portals open, the portal alpha farm's going here, by the way. These are correctly spaced out here. If I have a bias one way or the other, one of the pools will empty. I could balance it, I guess. I could use sparks. So sparks are part of a mana transfer system. You can put a spark on pools, and the pools will share mana between them. We could use that. But it isn't great, really. Awkward. More fiddling around is required. By the way, I want to notice other things strange about the Gormornis as well. So the Gormornis, when I made it, I didn't bother showing you because I just showed you the details. The rough details before. You need a rune of summer, a rune of fire, and you combine them together to make the Gormornis. Okay? But what was weird though, when I did it, I got some of the runes back. I got an air rune back and an earth rune back. That must be a bug. All the runes should get used up, but as I say, literally as I clicked to make the rune of summer, I got those 2 back. Which is very odd. I'm not going to complain too much, but very strange indeed. Okay, I'm going to go and... It might take me a while, so I'll cut the recording and come back, but... Very strange how this isn't working properly. I'm a bit mystified. Right, I think I've got it working now. This god-awful setup up here. Right, okay, so... yeah, these things seem to have... The transfer pipes seem to have less of a bias than the... It's always sunset when I'm trying to do these things. These transfer pipes seem to have less of a bias than the other ones. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of variance, but that's okay. So, the reason we've got 2 chests here is these things don't have a filter on them, really. I guess you can get filter versions, but what I have here, all the goods come into here. Let's get some bread for feeding my own face. Both the bread and the charcoal come into here via the tesseract. Then they're split up between charcoal up here and bread over this side. So I have a similar system where we feed off to the Gummerus. You know what? I'm fed up with doing these living plants though right now, and I'm worried that if I start the Gummerus running, there's so much bread up here, they're going to fill these pools up, and these things aren't ready yet for the... I haven't built the bits and pieces of the Portal to Alfheim yet. And right now I don't want to. I've got to make some terra steel, which is a pain in the backside to do. So I'm going to come back to this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and sleep yet again, which is all I seem to be doing while you're watching. And I will then... where are you aiming? Into here. Okay. I'm then going to say stuff you, Betonia, for a while. And I'm going to go and do some stuff with bees. Remember them? Okay. Back in the morning. Okay. Back in the lab. Pack emptied. Ready to go. I know what we can do actually. We can do the Vaz bee probably. No, small Britannia. No, stuff Britannia. I'm not going to do it. Do you like it here, by the way? Is it okay? I mean, I wanted more clean lines really for a lab to be, you know, plain surfaces, smooth, shiny, easy to clean surfaces. The clay is a bit of a disappointment because this white stone clay looks definitely pinky. I guess if you put it next to some nice black clay, it would give a bit of contrast. It would look a bit better. The kitchen floor, but this is about as good as I can get for now. I couldn't really get any really good smooth textures. What I'd like to put in here at some point is the computer, because that will be very useful for all the storage of all our junk. But we've got a bit of way to go before we get to the computer, so I'll show you what we're going to do for that, for the bees. And am I actually going to do that yet though with the bees? Am I going to do those bees today? I'm not sure. I can at least show you what I'm going to do. What else is in here that we could get on with as well? Yes, we need to go this way. Oh, we could do the sky stone maybe. Have I got enough for that? Oh, I've got loads for that. We'll do that in a second. First of all, no, we'll do that now. The other bit's a bit complicated. We're over towards the dreaded bee sign again. Let's wander over here. I haven't seen the hell bees for a while. They're a bit packed in here. They won't set me on fire. We've got loads of sky stone. I've still got these guys running in here. What have I got running? Have I not got the... which bees have I got running here? Which ones are these? The demonic one's actually running, but I'm not about to run out of these things anytime soon. I've got loads of these. No. Let's be quick. Okay, Skystone Queen is out. Because that's all she's doing, is making Skystone. Okay, so we've got another Skystone Princess in here. I'm not actually sure what Skystone's for. I couldn't seem to work out what it was for, if it was actually for anything. Like one of the packs, so it just looks nice. It's not even in here, is it? So why did you make me make it? Oh, I guess there's a space. So what's it for then? No, that one. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. What do you use it for? Okay, a chest. It's energistics. Well, okay, I presume it's something for one of the other packs. I don't know. I guess this dust is useful for something. It's not telling me though. Open sky upgrade. What does that mean then? Open sky. Oh, I see. So if you've got bees that need to be out in the open air, and you've got them in an enclosed environment for whatever reason, they think it is. Well, I guess that's nice. It's not really very useful, is it? I suppose, but sure. Whatever. We'll go and stick them in the... I don't think we need to be running anymore. We'll go and stick them in the box. I'm not quite sure why they were making me do that. But fine. Sure.